Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. So I'm here to do a little bit of a flip through of this new book that I've got. I thought you might like to see it. This has been on my wish list for a while and the price wasn't really coming down, but then I saw a video from Julie at Camellia Crafts Designs, who she was saying that she would happily spend £15 on a book that she really likes because that would still be less than a paper pad, or about the same as a paper pad. And of course you get, lots and lots of pages to work with. So, when she said that, I thought, that's a fair point. So in the end, I just decided to go ahead and buy this book. I'm not ready to use it. It will probably be something that I use next year. But for now, I just thought I would come on and show you what it looks like, in case it's a book that you've been thinking of or you've not seen. You might like to see it. So this book is called A Countrywoman's Journal, and it's by Margaret Shaw, and it's based on her original sketchbooks. So it says here, the sketchbooks of a passionate naturalist. And the funny thing is it opens this way. So I will keep it in front of me here. I'm just going to read, there's a little bit of a blurb. So I'm just going to read part of that so that you know what the book is about. So it says, hidden in a drawer for over 70 years, Margaret Shaw's perfectly preserved sketchbook diaries of 1926 to 1928 record in watercolour and prose the flora and fauna of an almost vanished world. In Shaw's charmed countryside, the eaves swarm with house martins, elm trees still grow tall and hedgerows are everywhere, full of quarrelsome, noisy wrens. It says here that she was educated at Cheltenham Ladies' College and that she was a gifted artist and naturalist. So her pages in the diary teem with butterflies and bees, songbirds and seabirds and wildflowers, which she observes in meticulous detail. In later life, Shaw traded her role of country lady for that of countrywoman, living simply on a local farm, tending the animals and collecting the eggs. And this particular book, it's the complete facsimile of the journals by Margaret Shaw, which has been made by Peggy Vance, who was formerly a curator of design, prints and drawings at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London. So that's what the book is about. I don't actually know what my copy is in terms of age. Oh, it tells me here. I'll tell you in a second. My copy is from 2002. Now, this particular book, it's got really nice creamy paper, much like Edith Holden, but I have seen lots of copies of this book that other people have used, which have bright white pages inside. So the fact that they came with this sort of vintagey colour was a little bit of a surprise to me. There's Margaret Shaw in Japanese style clothing. That's her in circa 1918, apparently. I don't know if that's her garden or a prop garden for her outfit, but that's that. So yeah, the fact that they came in this vintagey colour was actually a bit of a surprise, a lovely surprise. But I just thought I would mention that because, you might, if you did buy a used copy of this, it might come as bright white. It's hard to know sometimes, unless you're seeing it in a charity shop or a thrift store. I bought mine on worldofbooks.com or .co.uk. So beautiful imagery that we can fussy cut out if we want to. So let's get into it. So the first part of the book seems to be an introduction to Margaret Shaw. Lots of vintage pictures of what she looks like, alongside her, nature drawings and things. So let's pop past this, and then it's got little, these would make really nice little journal cards and ephemera because it shows what her journals might have looked like. Now this is a very difficult book to do a flip through of because it goes upwards rather than outwards, but I will bring it down any time that I think there's something that you'll want to see. And that looks to be Margaret at home in West Sussex, September 1968. So much later in life. She's looking out the window and it almost looks like she's got a sketchbook in her hands. So maybe she was drawing something she saw out of the window. Maybe. Okay, so this is the first journal, the copy of it. So this is from 1926 to 1927, and straight away you can already see how beautiful, they look like little paintings. And that's a portrait of Margaret Shaw. Very pretty lady, wasn't she? So we're starting in October, which is beautiful for the autumn colours. So as you can see, this is much like Edith Holden in the sense of it's got these, you know, cursive writing with her drawings, her illustrations. The difference is that it is text the whole way through, interspersed with these little drawings. So I don't think there's any full-sized images. There's slightly larger ones, but they're all, you know, thumbnail type size, which is lovely because it really makes a lovely change. So as you can see, it's a beautiful book. And I thought what might be fun is for me to read out, if it's not too long, read out the extract, or a little bit of it anyway, from today's date, from when you'll see this video. But I just thought, you know, if this is a book that you've been thinking about, then this is how it looks. Beautiful. And then, yeah, some pages don't have any illustrations, but it's still fun that she's done the letters to the beginning of the paragraphs. They look like little sticks, branches. That's kind of how it looks like she's drawn them. So I think we're coming up to July. So, oh, here we are. July 2nd is this one. Here we are. This is the animal she saw. It says, on the way home from Bognor, I believe that's Bognor Regis, I saw a yellow hammer or yellow bunting in a hedge. We have none around here, and it's a very noticeable bird with its bright yellow head and breast. Many of the fields were scarlet with poppies. I saw several flights of swallows. So there you are. That's what she saw on today's date, way back when. It was the yellow hammer bird. And there it is. Isn't that fun? I think it's so fun with books like this where you can just, you know, see what it says for today's date. And, you know, is there a similarity? You know, is the weather the same or different? You know, got lots of birds on this one. Beautiful. So I won't show you every single page because we'll be here a while, but I thought you would like to see some of it. And it's beautiful butterflies. This is a gorgeous colour. And it's nice that she actually says what she saw as well. You know, she learnt the names of the things. So we have the large white butterfly, the common blue, I think that's male and female, or Clifton blue. So it's these types of books, they're really nice as well as you're working with them, you know, to learn the names of things as well. So that is the end of the first journal. I have, of course, you know, skipped past some of it. I'm just showing you the best parts. But I like this at the end. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but there's lines on this last page, just at the bottom here. So this would make a really nice journal page for the end of the first journal. And then this is all lined with peacock butterfly. So, and the pages are a really nice matte on this particular edition. As I say, some of the books I've seen are bright white inside, so maybe their pages would be glossy. This one for me is matte, really nice texture to it. And I also wanted to mention whilst I'm here, the pages are stitched into this copy, so they'll be easily removed, just snipping out of that. That beautiful fox, look at that. So then the second part of the book is the second journal, which is from 1st of January 1928 to the end of December 1928. And here we have another picture of Margaret Shaw. Oh no, maybe not. Oh, I'm not sure. Oh yes, yes, this was fancy dress in 1911. She dressed up as Margaret of Anjou, historical fancy dress dance. Isn't that fun? So she was clearly a very sociable lady as well, going to parties and things. Look at that owl. Isn't he gorgeous? Brown owl. She saw that on January 12th with white frost. Oh, sounds perfect to me. And, you know, with these types of books, I like to use them because, of course, we go through, you know, spring, summer, autumn, winter. A little squirrel. So, you know, these are perfect for me in terms of, you know, I work through the seasons, don't I? So. And then, yeah, some pages are, as you can see, just text, which is perfectly fine. It's still beautiful text. Oh, look at these eggs. Oh, and she's got little notes next to each egg. Song thrush, I think that is. Blackbird and robin and hedge sparrow. She saw those on April 22nd. Lovely, lovely images. Oh, woodpecker. I have not seen a woodpecker, but I hear them often when there's a certain walk that I go with my dog, and I've heard the woodpeckers, but you never see them. I'm sure if I had a pair of binoculars or something and an expert bird watcher with me, maybe I'd find them, but you hear them, and yes, it's interesting to hear. But this is an example of a full page image. So that would make a beautiful envelope or something, wouldn't it? Versus, you know, the pages that have the smaller, just the odd illustration here and there. But I tell you, I'm going to really enjoy reading this book before using it. I am going to read it. You know, I've been reading the Edith Holden book before cutting it up. And it is enjoyable, like I say, to just go in and, you know, just read the extracts from, you know, the date that you're reading it. It's, yeah, it's really interesting. That fox. Lovely. As I say, I really lucked out with these pages being this beautiful vintage colour. I really thought they were going to be bright white. So that's the index. And then, I mean, gorgeous is that. Almost like tea-dyed type of a colour. You probably can't really see it on video, but... And this is what I found interesting at the back. When you see this, it says sketchbook, series 26, containing 30 leaves of Watman's drawing paper. And it's a little bit of a label. It says about the size of the sketchbook. But this is just on the back page, the part that's, you know, connected to the cover. So there is no sketchbook. So I'm like, was there a sketchbook in this? Or is that a facsimile of her sketchbooks? Is that maybe what it showed in her sketchbook? So yeah, if anyone knows, let me know, because that has baffled me. In terms of the size of the book, sometimes it is useful to note these things. We are about 10 inches tall by, got the ruler around the wrong way, by about 7 1/4. So it is quite a tall, big book. But it's got this really nice brown textured, almost like a linen cover. And then of course we've got the lovely book plate on the front. Because it opens this way, we would have to, unless you want your journal to open that way, which you could absolutely do. But if you wanted a traditional journal, we can remove the spine and we can add our own spine, or we could turn it into a ring-bound journal. You know, there are ways to use the covers. So I'll definitely keep the cover after I've used the pages. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that. So as I say, this was the Countrywoman's Journal by Margaret Shaw. It was a bit pricey. I bought it from World of Books and I think I spent about £13 on it, but that did include delivery. So, you know, it was about a tenner plus delivery if you think of it like that. That for me was okay. Like, I was waiting for it to come down in price, but it just didn't seem to be coming down. eBay didn't have very many copies of it, if any, and I think those were £15, £16. So World of Books was actually the cheapest place I could find it. and it's a very good copy. You know, it's been looked after. It's a bit grubby in places, but you know, it's fine, and it's a bit musty smelling, but I'm going to air it out a bit and it will be fine to use. But I just wanted to mention, because a lot of the books I use are only, you know, £2 or £3, maybe a fiver. Like, I usually score quite cheap books. This is probably the most I've spent on a book in a long time, for junk journal reasons. But like I say, when I saw Julie's video and she was saying, you know, she would spend £15 on a paper pad, I do that often, as we know, or at least I used to, then it kind of put it into perspective for me that actually, yeah, it's like using a paper pad, you know, because we use the pages for, you know, pockets and journal cards and pages and all the rest of it. So that did put it into perspective for me. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed seeing that. I know it was only a short and quick flip through today, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what it looks like inside, in case it was something you were thinking of. If not, then I hope you just enjoyed reading about, what was it she saw today? The yellow hammer bird. Yeah, I can't say that I will see any of those around here, but it's, you know, it's nice to know what she saw way back when. And that's all for today. I hope you've enjoyed that little relaxing flip through, and I hope to speak to you soon. Bye bye for now.